Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been far too long, as it always seems to be when I make one of these, but if you're new to the channel, what this is a Kitbash showcase. I've made a whole bunch of these, so if you like this, feel free to check those other ones out. But basically what this is it's just a little deep dive into one of my more popular Kitbashes, or just a Kitbash that I enjoy quite a bit, and I think other people might like to hear about how it was made, what parts were used, and that sort of thing. So during this, what's going to happen is I'm just going to talk through how this thing was made, what all went into it, and at the same time I'll have any work in progress stuff popping up on the screen that normally would only be shown on my Patreon. With that said, if you want to find out about these things ahead of time, see what I'm working on, feel free to check that out. It is only $1 to see everything coming down the pipe, as well as any other, interesting member benefits that I come up with in the meantime, contests and whatnot. One last thing before we jump in, I would just like to give a big shout out to my one and only channel sponsor, that is the fantastic Lord of Skulls, for all your World Eaters related needs, which of course is very relevant for this video. Please go and check him out and use the discount code in the channel description there to get a nice little discount on your purchase from his web store. Alright, so jumping in, the first thing we gotta do here, this is of course my World Eaters Defiler. I believe I haven't even said that yet, but this is my second one. The first one does already have a video on the channel, so if you'd like, you can go check that out. But the first thing we gotta do is we gotta do a little size comparison here. So for this guy, I've got a couple units here that should give you a pretty good idea of the size. So first things first, we have a normal Khorne Berserker. Yeah, well, in this case, he is also a Kitbash, but he's the right size, I swear. So there he is next to this thing. As you can see, he is looking quite small. Of course, Defilers are supposed to be one of the bigger demon engines, so that makes sense. And then we also have a trusty Rhino. And again, quite a bit larger than a Rhino. Definitely looks like he'd be able to crack one open pretty easily, so that is also appropriate. So I'm going to move those out of the way, and we'll just get talking about this guy real casual like. So I'll spin him around as I'm talking, because just the way he's posed and everything, it's kind of hard to see everything that's going on sometimes with him. So as is probably pretty clear, the base for this guy, or the base model for this guy, and one important detail here, you can't forget. Oh yeah, that's right. The turret moves. The dick cannon do be moving. That is essential. But yeah, so the base model for this is of course the Necron Triarch Stalker, which is it's a Necron combat walker. Usually has like a Necron Lord type guy riding on top of it. I don't really know my Necron units super duper well, but it's basically just this giant mechanical spider monster thing that normally has a guy riding on it. So that is the lower portion of the base. Of course, we've added some chains and skulls and whatnot, being World Eaters. And then working our way up from that, the torso portion here is one of my favorite places to look for bits and parts because they're so underused. This is a Forge World Mechanicus Automata Domitar, I believe this one is. And basically, the Forge World Mechanicum or Mechanicus units have a lot more variety. They got a lot of cool robots that aren't in 40k, and this is one of them. It normally has legs. It's bipedal. So that is the torso and the arm on the left side there. Of course, again, we've added some spikes and chains and whatnot, being World Eaters. And then for the Power Scourge weapon, which is something that a Defiler can have, what these are is these are three claw, or three, what are these called? Whips? I don't know. Three mechanical, hentai monster looking things And these are from a Chaos Space Marine Mauler Fiend. It's a great kit for bits. If you know somebody that has built them as Forge Fiends, you can get a whole load of these, and they're very handy to have. So there's 3 of them. Basically glued them together, filled in the gap with green stuff, and then wrapped chains around it, just to make it look like it fits well. And then it's pretty easy to just attach it where the shoulder joint of that arm would have been. So that's appropriate there. As you guys know, one thing I really like to stress with my kit bashes is to make them as like size-wise and war gear accurate as possible. I don't try to, you know, if I'm gonna do something crazy like throw a dragon in as a robot, well, I want that dragon to look like it could at least represent all the weapons and be the right size. So this is pretty easy. It's a giant spider robot representing a different giant spider robot. But, if you look, you can see all the different weapons represented. We've got the Defiler claws in the case of the big Necron claw things that could pound somebody into the dirt. We've got the Power Scourge here on this side. We've got the Defiler cannon represented by his Dick cannon down there. And then on this side, we spin them around. We've got the, so that's the arm of the Mechanicum robot there. And then this is an autocannon off of, I believe, a Mechanicus, what are they called? Iron Strider. They're 2-legged combat walker thing. I believe it's just the autocannon off of that. So super simple there. And yeah, so it's actually, this is probably going to be my quickest Kitbash showcase ever. Just because it's not a whole load of kits, but it's a combination that I have not seen done before. So it made me happy to make it. I think it looks pretty cool. I made the choice to base my Defilers just because I like my models based better. But unlike my other one, if you left this one just on its spider legs, I believe it would still be quite close to the Defiler, like a normal Defiler size. So you could potentially leave it that way if you wanted to. But I just like mine based like this. I've actually been considering basically reworking my original one as much as I like it, just to make it more Defiler looking, like make it more clear that that's what it is. And basically what I would consider doing is snapping that model in half at the waist and getting a normal Defiler, putting the top of that model on the legs of that Defiler, and then using that model's legs with the Defiler torso to make some sort of a Hellbrute or maybe like a Contemptor Dreadnought stand-in, something like that. But that's for down the road. We're talking about this model today, not that model. That's a bit of a pipe dream in the moment. So, as always, guys, if you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe, all that normal YouTuber stuff. And as I said, there is that Patreon link down below. Feel free to check that out as well. There'll be plenty more stuff coming down the pipe soon enough, either way. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.